Hello and welcome back to Cardboard Decoy Plays Abyss Odyssey. Now I've got some kind of good news and some bad news, and I don't know. I don't particularly like the current situation. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? What do I want? What do I want? Yeah, we'll start here and then we'll go from there. So this is kind of what happens. I'm recording this, I believe. Yeah, if I am correct, then this is going to air tomorrow, so this is the day before that it's actually going to air. So a lot has happened since the last recording session concerning this game, specifically. And, yeah, not a lot of it is good. I'm a little disappointed, I'm a little upset about how things have kind of gone with this game in particular, or specifically, I guess I should say. And basically it comes down to the fact that pretty much right after I recorded the last session, actually no, it was during my last session they released the patch. It was 1.03, something like that. They fixed some bugs and did some other things, but they broke two major components of the game, and that was the leaderboards. So let me see. Right now, I'll kind of explain as I look through this. So after I did the last recording session, I played like 4 or 5 times through the game before I noticed that my score hadn't gone up. So it's been at 4 forever now. And that also means that it's not counting towards Warlock kills. So, and this is really weird too. Emperor here has not played since that day, and he got all 122 kills, as far as I can tell, all on the same day. So I don't know if he's cheating or if there's some kind of fancy way to take advantage of stuff, but yeah, so yeah, they reinstated they've since okay, so here's the actual chain of events. That happens, and it no longer logs on leaderboards, and it no longer logs Warlock kills. So those are two pretty major aspects of the game, especially for me, and part of the reason why I was getting really into it at the time. So I was like, okay, well fine, I'll wait for them to patch it, and let me go look at the news. And the news said the entire development team, there's no lighthouse keeper, nobody to keep everything running or anything like that. A little, you know, maybe oversightful is the best or only way to really put it. But, yeah, they all went on vacation. They basically were put on a death march right before release, which is not wise on the publisher's part, if you ask me. And so they were like, it's time for a vacation, re-released. We didn't expect this to happen. We'll fix it as soon as we're back next week, or people start coming back next week. So Monday, that next week, they fixed the high score count, and then after that, like, there's been no Warlock progress whatsoever. Like, the Warlock mask has been just as broken as it was last time I played, like, over a week ago now. So, I don't know, like, I'm not gonna declare this game dead or anything, but they kind of screwed up the launch. I mean, a lot of games screw up the launch, and, you know, that's not entirely uncommon, which is why I personally think, like, a lot of early access and things like that have become really popular, is because the actual demands for what a game is capable of doing in launch are ridiculous. Because we are kind of used to, like, a lot of older games that have been out for a while have had patch after patch applied to them and everything else. And so, yeah, we get a game that's less than perfect at launch, and people are shocked, and it's because, well, you know, you can only correct for so many bugs and whatnot. And so, you know, I don't necessarily hold it against the guys for what they did, going on vacation and everything else. I do think, not to say that the ball was not dropped. It most certainly was dropped. It was, you managed to break the two biggest components of your game on launch week, and, you know, that made me not play it for over a week, and I was kind of miffed about that. I was really sad. I was hoping I would be able to come back, or at least record videos of new content by now, and it would still be a little backlogged, and that would be fine as I slowly approach the time whenever it would be done, but nothing happened. Like, as far as I can tell, everyone stopped playing as well, which means, you know, the game is effectively dead, or, you know, at least as far as the community goals go, you're not going to be able to take or actually accomplish any community goals without a community. And if the Warlock is fixed and the mask is breaking like normal, that actually has incredibly bad tidings, where we fractured it 2-3 times in the first couple of days, and now it's been over a week and we haven't even fractured it. So, I mean, yeah, maybe the actual enjoyment half-life is already up for most people, and that's, you know, that's to be expected in some cases. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's a bad sign. I don't know what to I don't know what to think about it. I don't know what to do. My personal, oh man, I bought that sword. I didn't need it. My personal opinion is I'm gonna keep playing it periodically. I don't know. I might. Well, the difficult question is how am I going to format this for the channel? And that's basically, like, if it's not going to be generating new content, this game is already over, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I beat it several times on the channel now. I'm on my way to beating it again right now. And, you know, there's not a lot to cover anymore on it. And I could do this forever and, you know, try to rely on my banter, but that's not sustainable. That's not a tenable option. So, yeah, it's basically a really tough choice right now. It's like if new content isn't going to come out and there's no reason to cover like Warlock's mask breaking because Warlock mask isn't going to break, then, you know, why bother? I'm going to try to stay in tune on the news here and basically just keep an eye out, keep a torch lit, whatever you want to call it, for changes to see if they fix the rest of the game, more content starts to come out, things like that, because as of right now, it's looking pretty grim for the prospects of Abyss Odyssey. And, yeah, in the meantime, I'll find some other channel or some other game for this slot. I've got a couple that I wouldn't mind doing. I kind of want to do... I say this all the time, but I kind of want to do Dark Souls, but at the same time I don't, because I don't want to look like a total idiot playing it. Yeah, you know what, we'll do this.
I know you're...
Okay. Alright, what is he going to drop? Hold on. I'm real curious. Oh, hey, just money. Wonderful. Thanks, bro. Okay. But yeah, there's Dark Souls, there's Planetary Annihilation is another big one that I just recently got into and kind of discovered finally. I know it's been out for a while and been kind of this early access limbo, but it still is an entirely playable game, and I do like me some RTS from time to time, so we might do a couple weeks of that. Especially since I keep mentioning this on various other episodes, but life-changing situations ahead, all of that other fun, they're still coming. They haven't exactly... it's not over yet, and I'm going to be internetless here pretty soon, so I still need to backlog quite a few episodes to make sure everything's kosher. Oh, hey, we got a dying guy. Might as well take his stuff. Yay, more money. Alright, they're just gonna throw money at me. That's cool, I guess. But yeah, so that's kind of the state of things. Whoa. Here's this guy. Okay, is this the actual Warlock proper? Where did he go? That was really strange. Yeah, I think this is actually the Warlock, and you can... If you are level 60, this is the soul you can steal. And be able to fly around as him and whatnot. Okay. He's kind of annoying because he's in the air. I really don't know what's up with this guy necessarily, but he flies around and he's kind of a douche about it, and I'm guessing that's some sort of Warlock astral projection situation. You can tell mostly by the hat. In the intro they have the wicker hat, and that guy's wearing a wicker hat, and he also kind of looks like the Warlock, I guess. So I'm guessing it is the Warlock. Whatever. Anyways. But yeah, so that's kind of the basic breakdown that I wanted to take care of in the first 10 minutes to kind of explain, hey, you know, if the game stops showing up for a while, I still want to do some content on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be particularly consistent or frequent content. It'll just be, hey, you know, this game still exists, here's what's going on with it, that kind of a deal. I still like it in concept, right? Like, I'm still super enamored by what it is trying to accomplish, and I think it's done a really good job of setting all that up. However, you know, runtime errors. Runtime errors will kill any game, so we can't really, you know, I don't know. I think there's better ways they could have handled it. They should have had at least one person behind who had the authority to kind of fix things, and, you know, if there's problems like this, it would have kept the momentum going. But, I mean, if you look at, like, the subreddit, or the forums, or the Steam community, or anything like that, it's all pretty much like, wow, guys, way to let us all down, and, you know, you don't want to do that. This is your paycheck right here, and whether or not you're offering, refunds or not, like, now you basically set yourself up to make games in the future no one will get because they won't be able to rely on the idea that you'll be able to actually perform a launch, and it'll just end up being a subpar experience. Which is, I mean, God, I don't want to say it, but that's exactly what this game has kind of become. Like, it was really short. It took me only, like, you know, maybe 4 hours total playtime before I started beating it consistently. And then after that, it just gets easier. And then they added Nightmare Mode. I haven't played Nightmare Mode because I don't feel like focusing that much on it while I'm trying to record here. And, you know, at the same time, also, my will to play has kind of suffered a little bit, so things like Nightmare Mode just don't concern me. I'm like, hey, no, I'm ready for, like, new stuff to happen in this game. There's just not enough. And Nightmare Mode, some sort of false sense of difficulty curve is not going to do it for me. That's actually going to make me even more angry, because it's like, yeah, no, well, why did you make your game so easy? That's all there is to it. Even then, like, on the forums and the Steam community, there are people that are like, no, Nightmare Mode is super easy, and the developers have come forward and be like, well, what should we do to make it hard? And it's like, what? Are you serious? You're asking this question. I don't freaking believe it. Like, at this point, I'm amazed. Once again, the vision is great. Like, I like the concept, I like the play style, I like the community-oriented goals, I like the art style, I like the monster design, I like pretty much everything about this game, except for how the devs have kind of handled the post-launch situation. Like, I think it's awful. It's just a complete travesty. So, I don't, and that's kind of the sad thing, is at this point it's like, God, you have so many of the pieces right, and I want to continue giving you money because I want to support so much about this game, but at the same time, it's like, it's going to be a while before I get any Day Zero releases from Ace Team. And I did find out where I had seen their name before, and it was Rock of Ages, and Xenoclash, which I've never played. Xenoclash just looked really freaking weird, and kind of, it was a little too gonzo for me. But Rock of Ages I enjoyed, because I thought that was a pretty interesting take on the whole tower defense thing. So, I mean, we've got some really cool creative people, and I like cool creative people. I have a particular fascination with them. I sometimes periodically fancy myself as one. So, you know, I have to kind of sympathize. That's just going to be part of my nature there. And it's like, oh God, why did you have to just completely botch the launch? Like, could you have done anything but botch the launch? That would have been great. Okay, this guy is... Okay, I'm getting a little cornered here. Okay, no, not cool. Not okay. Okay, hold on. Stand by. Okay, knocked him down finally. Alright, I've got to figure out target prioritization here. Oh boy. Hold on. This Paganini business is serious. Serious Paganini business. Alright. Yes, I am kind of button mashing at the moment. Like I said, it's been a few days, and my will to play has not been that great, so I've gotten zero practice. Zero practice altogether. It's been kind of the reality of the situation. But yeah, so... Yeah, no, I want to sympathize with them and say, you know, they handled a development issue like artists would, and that is, well, you know what, it'll figure itself out, or people will enjoy our game for its own virtues, and we don't have to fix it immediately, and we need a vacation. And it's like, no, that's, no, why? Why did you do this? Why did you completely ruin your project by just going, yeah, you know what, we'll fix it later? That's just, I can't believe it. It's beyond me. Like, it's beyond my understanding. It's beyond my perception. I don't know how else to express my complete mortified terror at their decision on how they handled this. Yeah, go ahead and use this, and we'll buy one over here. And it's yeah, I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't know what else to say on the subject aside from, like, hey guys, no, just fix the game, let it work, do whatever you got to regain the lost fandom here. Because I was super all about it. I mean, I originally bought this game on Steam during the sale because it was on sale, and then I found out it was a pre-release that was on sale, and I was like, well, that's weird. I mean, it can only mean one of two things. Like, the development team is desperate for sales because they're already over budget, and that would explain some of the things like, you know, being on Death March, or, you know, some of the other, like, I don't know, the fact that it feels kind of incomplete. I guess that would also tie into it, and so, you know, they're like, hey, no, we need money, we need to start recouping on this now, or we're boned. And so, yeah, they put the pre-release on sale, which is freaking unheard of. It was, you know, they knew they were going to just barely miss the Steam sale by a couple weeks, and so they just went for it. And it's like, okay, I guess that's fine. It's very peculiar. And so I bought it, and I was just like, yeah, this looks pretty interesting, so I'll go ahead and play it. And then, like, it didn't work and everything else, and I was like, oh, well, it's a pre-release. Okay, well, that is weird. And so I kind of started looking up more and more stuff on it, and I started to get real hype. Like, this was an incredible idea. You've got a fighting game dungeon crawler roguelike with community-driven goals and things like that. And I kind of want this jackal. I want both of these guys, really. Okay, let's go ahead and... Alright, this is easier than using potions on NPCs. Whoa, alright. Whoop. No, you need to... Oh boy. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's grab this jackal. Yep. So... Yeah, no, I got really interested and real intrigued by what was going on and what was being proposed by this game, and so I just went ahead and grabbed it. And I was like, okay, sure. Well, no, I didn't just go ahead and grab it, but I had already grabbed it, and then I just got on the hype train, and then I was like, okay, when's it coming out? Okay, we've got a ways to go, that's cool. And I just proceeded to wait a lot. Like, it took a while before the game actually officially came out. So... It was, and then it came out, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome, and I did the video series and everything else, and I was all about it. Like, I was super, super happy, and then the rest of this tragedy came, and I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't know what else to do except relegate it to the same pile that I have all of my other unfinished early access games, because that's what it feels like now. It's like, guys, you released this too early. You're basically resetting all of our project under the guise of a completed game when it's very clearly not. And yeah, it was just sort of like, if it was that easy to break the Warlock goals, then I don't know. I don't like it. It kind of freaks me out. But yeah, I am super disappointed. Don't get me wrong whatsoever. I think it was terrible. I think they botched the launch. I think they need to fix it and then some. Like, there needs to be some good faith adjustments made to this game, especially since by now the Warlock mask should have been broken. Like, it shouldn't have taken more than 6 days the first week to be able to break the first mask at the rate it was going before it broke entirely. So I say they give us the second mask. Do an incredible written apology and give everybody a discount on Rock of Ages. I don't know. That's just I'm in no position to what you call it? Negotiate at this point. Like, I don't have a dog in this hunt as far as, like, what is proper compensation for this big of a screw-up. It's like, you know, this is also talking from the same perspective that kind of makes this such a bad deal, where it's like, you know, in an MMO or something, if something happens in an MMO, they screw up a launch, they give you a couple days credit, or they give you an item, or, you know, some kind of voucher for something that, you know, kind of eases the pain on people, and then they forget about it. And it's that same sort of, you know, consumer entitlement that kind of makes the standards so stressful and high as they did for this game. And I don't know if I feel okay with participating in that. Alright, let's... First of all, I want to jump back here since the jackal is almost dead. Oh, Jesus. That was dumb. Alright, we're gonna go all the way back. That was this floor, right? I hope it was this floor. Otherwise, nope, it was not this floor. Or am I missing it entirely? Hold on. Or was it over here? I got the jackal on this floor, right? Like, I didn't hallucinate that. No, it must not have been. Well, alright. Okay, I'm dumb. But yeah, so... yeah, and I mean, at this point, it's like, there's not a lot they're going to be able to do. You can't change the past. You can only look to the future and hope for the best and that kind of a deal. So, like I said, I'll still be logging onto it like every other day or so just to see. I'm basically waiting for the next Warlock Master break now. And there's almost no hope whatsoever for me actually being able to catch up to all the other players on the leaderboard. So I'm not even going to concern myself with that, as those numbers are ridiculous. And yeah, I just don't have time for that. I'm busy playing other things, making other videos, and oh, I'm frozen, and I died at the same time. That was weird. Okay, but yeah, and that's more or less the major spiel there. After this is going to be halfway through, so I'll go ahead and split it up. We'll watch the next episodes tomorrow, if for no other reason to give me a little bit of buffer time so I can record some episodes for a totally different series and catch up. So yeah, be prepared for that. That should be interesting. And, ooh, God, this freaking ghost monk is not messing around. Alright, whoop. 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 Whoa, yeah. Oh, Jesus. There we go. That was a pretty good little combo. Yeah, I can't. It won't let me pick it up. So, yeah, there's my thoughts and feelings in a nutshell for whatever it's worth. If you really enjoyed this series, and I kind of apologize, it was unfortunate circumstances abound and all of that other good. And I don't really have an excuse personally other than the fact that it's kind of like, well, I'm over it. That's about as succinct as I'm going to be able to get it. Crap-ass weapons. So yeah, this has been Cardboard Decoy playing Abyss Odyssey. Join me tomorrow for the temporary conclusion of the series, and then we'll just sort of downgrade to maybe kind of a news sort of format. Depending on if they get their shit together. If there's no news to report on here, there won't be any reason to do that, but I might still throw in, you know, the episode or two every now and then to just show that, hey, look at how this game is changing and evolving for my own curiosity and interest, if nothing else. And, but yeah, so, yeah, I'll see you then. Have fun.